And Gaza now for 11 years under siege, no one entering, no one going out, unless few humanitarian cases. A city that it's surrounded from all sides, one side ocean that the people are not even allowed to approach, and two sides borders with Israel and Egypt that are closed, simply closed. It's known as the largest open prison on earth, known as the most populated urban city in the world, and with the highest rate of birth. A place that people, the majority of the people, of 2 million people living in such dense situation, with declaration of the United Nations that by the year of 2020, means in 2 years, the situation in Gaza, the population, the earth in Gaza is not worth for living of human beings, as the water is polluted, the earth is polluted, and there's no hope, there's nothing. And in the beginning of the spark, it was a non-violent protest, a call for people to hear humanity that what's happening in Gaza, not to forget part of our body, that it's so dark, so unseen, so painful, and us, we don't want to look at it. And Palestinians there got used that only when we are dead, people listen to us. And this non-violent protest, when people started coming to the fence, already from the 30th of March, the immediate response from the army was putting 100 snipers that already from the first days killed more and more protesters. And this went on for six weeks and still going on. And my call for this evening is not to look at the situation from whom to blame, who's responsible for this, and to say pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. If we stay like this, we are in the same cycle that created this pain. But to go a level higher, a level deeper, and ask what is help? What is the answer for such a situation? Not to look away, but to look into the pain with open eyes, with open hearts, and with a clear question. So what to do? And I'm asking each one of us, what to do? Gaza is only 3 kilometers from major cities in Israel, so it's not far away, it's just there. So anything that is happening in Gaza, happening also inside Israel, inside Palestine. I invite you to become active, to read what's happening, the news today. Nobody of us can say, I didn't know. No, this was 70 years ago. Now each one who wants to know can know. So when we know, what is the responsibility?
So I'm saying that sometimes I feel that we are in a loop. The same war is happening again and again in the land when I was born. Seriously? It's still going on? It looks like history. It's supposed to be part of history. It was even a place of we didn't know how we should react to it. But we have to. I can tell you that I don't know why, because many wars are happening for sure around Israel and in Israel and in many different levels, but every time something is happening in Gaza, something very deep innerly is waking up for me. 2009, we sent many trucks full of aid into Gaza that people from around Israel and only Israel gave. Not because they felt, I don't know to say what they felt, of course it's my perspective, but I spoke to many of them. It was really from a mother to a mother, from a father to a father, for the children. It was winter, no blankets, no milk, like nothing in Gaza. And we knew that we have to do something. It was one of the most extreme weeks in my life. really. Then 2014 was the peace camp in the West Bank, where beautiful people came from this community, and we were Palestinians, Israelis, international for a whole week, praying, doing sweat lodge, talking, and the missiles all around, and the tanks from Gaza, we hear them, and the sirens, like living in a war. I'm not looking for the action, I'm not looking for doing a protest, it's not my thing now. I'm looking for a different level. And a month ago, when this war started again, I was sitting in my house and I felt, wow, it's not only this war. At the moment in Israel, where I'm coming from, everything is in war. Between man to man and between man to nature. The oceans, the sweet waters, the earth, the air, the money, the politics. And the war in Gaza, and Syria. So it's much wider than that. Gaza is a point, Gaza is a place where we should look at, as Monica said, in a beautiful way. If we will find the way to do something different there, we will find maybe the way how to do beautiful actions for the rest of the world. It's true. I will just bring one last sentence, that for me, at the moment, is really how I am creating the inner picture of utopia instead of an inner picture of apocalypse.
In those days, though, I realized I am facing personally a new edge in my work. We have to face what is wrong, and having an occupation is wrong. Being part of this system that supports occupation by paying taxes every day by where I live is wrong. And I ask myself and I ask my fellow Israelis, what is the right thing to do? Is it right to stay in this country? And I know that for me, one of the biggest motivations at the moment to step out is this. This is one of my deepest questions. To dare to step out. If it's also for me to dare to say, yes, maybe the only answer is not our strong vision will be to step out of this country. But my main thing is to dare to do something that's different. To dare to deepen the commitment to the inner peace and the peace that is much bigger than us. If it's to dare to pray 3 times a day and not forget every single day. And the reason I'm there is for this work is doing projects with Palestinians, Israelis, and Jordanians. And our next project, which is about bringing Israelis and Palestinians together directly to the point of creating structures that can support ending the occupation without being afraid to say that this is our goal. To have Israelis that are not afraid to take this step, that have done enough work to admit that this is one of the core problems. And the work will be to also sustain very immediate, urgent issues of land, water, energy, and food in the West Bank. My prayer is to create the healed picture of the alternative, to dare, especially for the people in the Middle East, to dare to dream of a life that does not have to engage war. So many of our people just forgot to dream, forgot to dare to think about another picture. And of course, if we don't hold that healed picture, there's nothing to look up for.